Hey guys, this is Nefarious411 and welcome to episode 63 of Regrowth. If you remember from the previous episode, we were working on a Mekanism Reactor and it is down here and it is ready to go, at least for the most part. I decided to create more induction casings to basically lower it all the way down here. If you remember from the quest book, it has the ability to go all the way to like 18 by 18 by 18 or something like that. Something like seriously big. Yeah, 18, 18, 18. So yeah, it can go extremely large. The thing is, the middle can be either air or all of those different blocks, and as you can see, most of it's air right now, so we do have some room for expansion. And what I've been working on is essentially more of the induction providers and the induction cells. And as you can see, I have some here, and I've also been crafting up an ultimate, get rid of NEI, the ultimate induction cell right here. I already have the 4 elite created, and it's just finishing up a few of these iron chipsets before it can actually create the ultimate cell. And if you remember, the ultimate cell can hold 204 giga RF or 204 billion RF. And that is going to be amazing. And I've also created a couple of these ultimate induction providers because of the fact that it can input and output much higher rates of energy. I think I already have one over here, if I recall correctly. I have the elite induction cell there, but I do have an ultimate induction provider right there. I'll probably go ahead and put this one. Well, before I do that, let's check out the input output. The input can be 13.1 million RF per tick. So let's go ahead and place this one in here and see how. I am missing a block. Ah, there it is. Is it stuck underneath the floor? There we go. I was like, there is a missing block. Alright, so let's take a look at this with 2 of those. And now it can accept 26 million RF per tick. Still not going to be enough to deal with this reactor long term. So I might end up having to create more of those. The problem with creating just one of them is it takes an amazing amount of materials. So if I come in here, let's go ahead and take everything out of the system and take a look at the induction provider. You can see that the ultimate induction provider takes 66,000 bytes, but 15,000 redstone. Fortunately, I have enough of that, but it also requires tons of iron, tons of steel, lithium dust. That's not a big problem, but for the most part, I have everything else. I could create one of these, except for the fact that it's 66,000 bytes. It is just a little bit out of range for any of these crafting storage. So if I take a look at the crafting storage, it only goes up to 64K. We have the 1K, 4K, 16, and 64, but 64 is the most I can do. So what I've been ending up doing is crafting up all of the ingredients for the ultimate, such as 4 of the elite, because if I craft up 4 of these guys, I think this is 58,000 bytes, so that should fit in one of those 64K storage. So it'll work for me. It's just a little bit more complicated than I would want. But this is almost done, and we should be able to increase the amount of power that we have. And since I have the elite in there, I can hold... how much can I hold? It does not say. Let me just look up induction. One of these holds 25,000 or 25 giga RF. and that is quite a bit. And so far I've have about 5. And these have been running for a while. I basically turned off all of these because I didn't want to fill the induction matrix with power yet, because I want to fill it essentially with all of the power from the reactor. So I just have these guys over here, and I think that is enough to sustain all of the machines while I'm crafting stuff. So I think I'm in a net equality right now in regards to input and output power. So I just been putting these things here because I didn't want them to be used in the other crafting recipes. I wanted to create brand new, just in case I needed to use these for other things, which I probably will. But let's take a look at our quest book, because last episode we did the first part of the reactor, and now we need to be able to do the fusion ignition, and this is going to require us to create these lasers and laser amplifiers. So if I look up the laser, let me go ahead and grab these out of here. Or I guess I could have used a different crafting terminal, but that is fine. I already have that laser. So steel casing, energy tablets, and a diamond chipset. We are almost there. So let's go ahead and get the steel casing and tablets. We needed 2 of those guys. And what else do we need? Laser. Reinforced alloy. Reinforced. This guy right here. We need 2 of those. And once we have that, we should be able to have this laser ready to go. And laser amplifier. Laser amplifier. This is going to require, not too bad. Looks like it can use any of these. Does it really matter which one of these energy cubes I use? Let me stand up here since the machines are a little bit on the loud side, because it looks like I can use basic, advanced, elite, and ultra. Does it matter which one I use? Like, I'm not sure. Might end up using an ultra. I do have the spare ultra energy or ultimate energy cubes over there, so I might end up using those just to see what that will do. But let me go ahead and craft up the steel plates. Oops, not induction. Laser amplifier and a gold chipset. Yeah, that's not going to be too bad. Let me see if I can craft up this guy yet. Almost. I need those tablets. Where are you? Are you guys almost done? It looks like it just finished. No? Did it just shift? Yeah, it shifted all of my crafting to different CPUs. That was kind of weird. But it does look like I'm still waiting on some iron chipsets. Where are we on all of this stuff? Yeah, looks like we still have quite a ways. Looks like it's creating about 53 iron chipsets. I could take half of that and place it over here since this one's not being used. I've been doing that even though with my recipes will put in only the redstone chipset. I went ahead and added the iron chipset in that table so that it'll at least allow me to offset. I don't know if it's distributing the power. We should have plenty of power in here. Might end up creating more lasers because this is probably the slowest part of all of my crafting right now. It's been pretty painful, but let's go ahead and look up this other stuff. What else we need? We only need 1 of those and we get 7 more lasers, so that might be really cool. I just have to wait. This whole thing has taken me days. It has taken so long to create all of the induction cells and providers that it's just been crazy. I actually ran out of my backlog of videos because of how long this has been taking. Usually I'll set this up to start crafting overnight and come back in the morning to see how much stuff I have, because I can't just sit here waiting for it. But let me go ahead and cut here for now, because I am still waiting for this stuff to finish crafting. And as soon as we have it, we will be back and we'll start setting up the lasers for it. Alright, so I was able to get the energy tablets, and now we have that. And let's take a look at the other, which is the laser amplifier. And like I said, I'll probably just use one of these additional energy cubes that I already have, just to save a little bit of time. And let's go ahead and place this guy in here. No. Does it require it to be empty? Really? Ultimate. Oh man, really? I guess I could place this right here and have this guy basically drain. This might take a little bit to actually drain this guy out, so that's kind of unfortunate, but it does look like the amplifier does require an empty cell in order to create. Well, no. Why doesn't that work? Because that one shows a full cell. Yeah, right there. Why you not work? Let me try that again. Did I do something wrong? Steel plates. Amplifier, and this is shaped crafting. That recipe doesn't work. Why do you not work? Well, crap. Well, I guess I could continue waiting for this to empty over here. That's just rather unfortunate. I guess what I could do is change this to input and put an energy cable there. This should drain that much faster. Yeah, here we go. Maximum output is 20,000 RF per tick, so this does take a little bit longer. But as soon as this is drained, we should be able to go into the next step. I'm hoping that works. I guess while I'm waiting, I should probably start creating another ultimate energy cube. Well, let's try the basic first, since that's a lot cheaper. Come on. Wow. This is going to take a little bit. Alright, so let's take a look at our book real quick. And this is a crafting task, so again, be sure that you craft it yourself, at least for this first one. And while we're waiting on that, we should probably go ahead and check out where we're going to put this. Let me go ahead and create a smooth stone to fix the floor right here. And I'll probably put the laser amplifier just a couple of blocks away, like right here. And lasers are going to go right into that. I really don't have any materials on me, so let's go ahead and grab some limestone. Here we go. Smooth. That'll work. There we go. And I think I should be able to place that right there. How do I rotate? There we go. And I'll probably put another one right here and another one right there. It says it comes with 4 or 7 with the other reward. So that probably means that I'll end up having to create more of these amplifiers. If I put that there, I could probably put another set right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's just 5. I could probably put them underneath and above as well. Yeah, might end up having to do that. Alright, so let's see where we are with the... No, did I run out of... Oh, yay! I did run out of power. That means that this should be completely empty. Alright, let's go ahead and switch it back to output mode. Get power back into my AE system. That probably disrupted the crafting of the basic energy cube. Nope, it completed. Alright, so that creates it, but what about an ultimate? That does not. Huh. Alright, well, let's go ahead and just create the one with the basic. Let's see if that completed my reward. It did. And of course, those do not stack either. That kind of stinks. Alright, so let's go ahead and place these guys up here. I might put another one right there, but before I do that, let's go ahead and place the amplifier, and I think this has a user interface. And basically, in order to start the reactor, we will need all of these lasers going into it, and I think if I right click on that, that will be the output. So I can input lasers on 5 out of 6 sides, just like this. Kind of ugly with the blocks under there like that. I might end up creating those as slabs. That might be kind of cool. Like vertical slabs. That way it's at least the same width as the laser base. And probably put another one right there. There we go. And that gets at least 5 lasers on that. Okay, so now let's run some power. Let's go ahead and charge this guy up. So I'll probably be using covers for this on the most part. Ooh. Those only connect on the back. Well, that sucks. Just the back. I guess I can take up my stair there. Yeah, that's kind of a pain. Didn't want just the back. Alright, that's fine. We can work around it. There we go. And I'll hook up those guys here in a second. Let's go ahead and run some power. Might end up running it this way. There we go. This'll work. Maybe. Alright, so if I run power along this way, that's going to really mess up my my texture here. Let me put this down 1 so that it doesn't ruin all of the connected textures. I am running out of... Whoa! That is crazy. Yeah, I need to not do that right now because I do not have enough power. Does this take a lever? Let's go ahead and grab a lever out of here. Redstone. Let's put it on high. There we go. Wow, those are really good sound effects there. If that takes a redstone signal, then I really don't know where to put my lever, since that's going to basically be on all sides. And I know that these lasers are kind of dangerous, so you have to be careful. Yeah, see how they can set you on fire? Not only can they set you on fire, but they will also break blocks that are around them. Let's see, how much energy does this have charged? Wow, so this is going to take a very long time in order to charge up. So let me go ahead and run more. I don't have enough universal cables. Alright, so I guess that's what I'm going to have to do, is go ahead and grab some more universal... Not universal, is it universal cables? Universal cables, the ultimate universal cables. Let's go ahead and craft a bunch of those up, and let's go ahead and get this laser amplifier up and running. And once we do that, we should be able to at least start the reactor and replenish all of the energy that we're going to be using. We're already at, whoa, that requires a lot of power. Yeah, you can see that it's outputting over 6,000 RF per tick, and that's a combination of my machines plus the 3 lasers. This is going to be crazy for 4 lasers. Alright, so let me go ahead and do that. I might end up creating another laser amplifier and placing it on that pedestal, and as soon as I have that, I will be right back. Alright, I am back, and I went ahead and created a couple more of these laser amplifiers, and I basically chained them up, cleaned up the mess a little bit, added some covers here and there. But as you can see, we're storing about 226 million RF. We're still doing okay on our induction matrix. This is just going to take a little bit in order to get this hot enough in order to basically send into the reactor in order to start the reactor process. But before we do that, checking out the book, let me step away for a little bit. You can see that now that you have the fuel supply prepared, which I do, the next step is to prepare for ignition process. Once enough heat is produced, you'll need to actually ignite the reactor and initiate the reaction. To do this, you'll need a holram. I think that's how you pronounce it, filled with DT fuel. So we actually need to craft one of these holrons, which that's kind of interesting. So let's go ahead and create one of those. It's HOH. HOH. There we go. Looks like this is going to require 4 gold dust and some coal and a metallurgic infuser. So let's go ahead and create the other recipe for this. Gold dust. Looks like I have enough. So let's go ahead and craft up a little bit of gold dust. Throw it in here. And I am not entirely sure how much coal I'm going to need, so I'm just going to bring a stack, bring it down here, and let's go ahead and throw that in there. Oh, looks like just 1 piece of coal to create one of these holrams. Holrams? I'm not sure if that's the right pronunciation, but let's go ahead and grab that out of here. Put that in a pattern. There we go. And let's go ahead and look at the pattern provider for bronze. And this will be the pattern for the holram. Nice. DT fuel. Chemical infuser. Okay. Looks like I will need a chemical infuser after all. Infuser. So let's go ahead and craft up one of these guys. Ugh. Tank. There we go. Steel casing. There we go. Chemical infuser. Reinforced sheet of titanium. Reinforced alloy. Let's go ahead and do that. Tank should be done by now, and it is. Titanium. Oops. That is done as well. Steel casing is done. Chemical infuser. Looks like I need a couple of control circuits. Tablet. There we go. Control. 2 of these guys. Cool. Infuser. Oops, wrong one. And reinforced alloy. Reinforced alloy. Let's go ahead and craft up a recipe for that. And this should get us pretty much there. We do have to wait for all of this crap to craft now. It's not going to take too long, fortunately. But while we're waiting on that, I know that my induction cell here has been completed. So let's go ahead and run over here. Wow, those lasers are extremely loud. And let's go ahead and place you. Come on. Let's see, how high are we? Probably going to take this one up and create another induction cell at some point. But for now, let's just keep it as the elite because it already has all of the other power. And wow, that increased the amount of power that we can hold. That is the power for input and output. What is the total amount of power that we can provide? I am not entirely sure. We can hold a lot of power now. But let's go ahead and come over here and see where we are on the alloy. There we go. Control circuits are done. And tablet on the bottom. And this creates the chemical infuser. So maybe I guess we need this after all. Filling the whole ROM. Once you blah blah blah. Alright, so I guess I need to create the DT fuel. And that is downstairs. Because we already have all of this stuff with the pressurized tubes and all, should be able to at least place this guy right here. And a pressurized tube right there. And this will start creating the DT fuel as soon as I put a cable there. Nice. Do I put this here? Nice. Ready for reaction. For some reason I thought I was supposed to pump that directly in there because it has slots for it. If I come up here and take a look at the other controller, it actually does have the fuel here, deuterium and tritium. So I am not entirely sure, but I should be able to place that guy right there, maybe? I am not entirely sure on that. But now we can fill the holorom. Oh, I guess I need to do a manual detect first. So let's go ahead and grab that out. Claim the reward, and this gives us the atomic alloys. I think that goes there? I think. Oh, yay! Now we can claim this. So let's see what kind of, we got tritium there and deuterium there. Well, that's kind of nice. Let me go ahead and put the deuterium over here in my little chain. Let this guy, oop, that's tritium. Deuterium, nice. Alright, so that'll empty that guy out. We have a reserve at least, so that is good. And this is working out pretty well with producing the deuterium. And this guy, let's just place you right there. You can be a buffer, a little buffer, but a buffer nonetheless. Nice, and that is producing the DT fuel. Okay. I am not entirely sure what to do with this guy. Am I supposed to deal with this? I don't know. For some reason, like I said, I thought we had to put the holorom in here. But it looks like I also need DT fuel. Really don't get that. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look. It doesn't really say what to do now. I think it's just a matter of waiting for this guy to finish charging up. I think it needs to be about 500 million RF stored. So we're just going to have to wait for that, unfortunately. So let me go ahead and wait for the laser amplifier to get a little bit more full. See, these are basically emptying into these, which is really good. And let me go ahead and wait for that. I might start working on more of these induction matrix items while I'm waiting. because I can't have too many of those apparently. Alright, so I will be back as soon as I'm ready. Alright, I am back, and it looks like I have about 1 giga RF stored up in this laser, and I went ahead and upgraded the Elite cell in here to another Ultimate, and it looks like there's a lot of storage available. We're currently holding 3.92 giga RF, and I don't even see a progress bar, so this is actually going to store a lot. Not sure what happened to the laser sounds. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, it still sets me on fire, so they're still actually running. How much power do I have? 1.1 now. So yeah, that is going up. We should be pretty much set to actually fire this guy off. I am not sure if I'm doing this right. Looks like I have that there. Injection rate, maybe 2. Let's go ahead and store it at 2, maybe. Minimum injection rate is 2. Ignition temp is 100 million RF, so I guess I have probably a little bit more than what it was expecting, but let me go ahead and flip this switch and hope for the best. Oh yeah, there it is. There is my reaction, and I went ahead and turned that off. It did use all of the RF that was in there, and let's go ahead and see. Is this going up? Input 100. No, that is not going up. Do I need another ultimate power cable there? Input 257,000 RF. Maybe that's how much I'm producing. It looks like it consumed that cell. Heat 2, 1. That is going down. I am not sure what I'm doing. So it's storing 124 million RF, and it's producing 282, 281. I don't think that is working. Am I supposed to pump the DT fuel directly in here? Let's go ahead and grab a pressurized tube. Ooh, I am out of pressurized tubes. Let's go ahead and run upstairs and see if we can create more of these pressurized tubes. Might end up having to run this again. I am not sure. Pressurized tubes. There we go. So that will kind of stink if I have to run this again. I might end up breaking this and running this up here, but that does mean that I need another reactor port. So I probably messed up on this one. Reactor port. How hard is this going to be? Alright, so it looks like I need another ultimate control circuit and reactor casing or frame. I need 2 of those. Well, technically only 1. But this is running. I mean, it's going to end up dying here in a little bit. I'm not sure what I was supposed to do here, but I mean, it does have 117 million RF fuel. What if I did 4? 175. Well, the heat's going up, so that means that it'll start producing more energy very soon. Input 257,000 RF. I mean, maybe this is working. Tritium, heat. This heat is going back up, which is good, because it is able to produce this power. I am not sure why this is not going up any further than this. I thought that I can accept more input. Yeah, I can. 26 million RF per tick, but it's only outputting from the reactor 257. Well, I guess since the reactor is holding, I don't even know what that number is. Is that 400 billion RF, or 400 million RF. That might be fine. This is continuing to go up, so I guess the more heat that the reactor has, the more RF I get, because we are producing almost 400,000 RF per tick, which is pretty cool. We're just not pulling out fast enough. Why are we not pulling out fast enough? I thought these cables would actually work. Wait, how much can these cables transfer? 128. Ah, there's my problem. 128 times 2 is 256, so that's why I can only get that much out. So I actually need to create more reactor ports. That kind of stinks. What to do on that? Does look like I'm going to end up having to break this and try it again. Ultimate. This creates 2 reactor ports. Okay. Yeah, so this is going to basically stop the reaction, unfortunately. We're only storing 2 million RF right now. Can I do this without stopping the reaction? Okay, yeah, that stinks. Well, I am just going to let it run. Whenever it finishes, I'm probably going to replace a couple of these because I didn't really do the math for this. I forgot about the cables, these universal cables, being basically the bottleneck in the energy transfer. 128,000 RF per tick is just not going to cut it whenever this is producing about 400 kilo RF. Alright. But I do have to wrap it up. I hope that you enjoyed the episode. If you could rate and comment down below, it would be greatly appreciated. And also, if you like the series, please hit that subscribe button. But for now, this is goodbye.